How you doing, Brian King, UK Floor TV? We're over in Wolverhampton at MN Floor Training Limited with our very own Dan Jones, and we've got Dean Dickinson. How you doing, Dean? All right?
Yeah, I'm good, Brian.
Dean, very interesting thing you've got there. What is it?
It's what's known as a shape origin. It's a CNC router that's all computerized. You use SVG files to make, in my case, all sorts of patterns in LVT.
What is it actually made for? Is it made for LVT or?
It's not necessarily made for LVT. You can make furniture with it, and you can use it for putting inlays into real wood, and all sorts of stuff that you'd normally CNC on a bed. You can do it in situ in someone's house if you want to.
How does it work, Dean?
Basically, you get files that you can use. You either design your own ones, or you make them on the internet, put them on the machine. You then put down your shaper tape, which is this Domino's tape.
What's that for exactly? What?
That is, so the machine has a camera on the back with a light, and the shaper tape lets the machine know where it is in 3D space. So it scans it, it makes a picture, a live picture of the tape, and it knows exactly where it is within, as long as it can see the tape, then it knows exactly where it is, and more importantly where your router bit is.
So basically you push it and it does the design as you move it about?
Yeah, it does. You just need to follow it around, really. You set the depth, you set what bit you've got in it, how fast you want to go if you want to, but I tend to leave it on automatic on that side of things. Even I can do it.
So I take it it's a lot more accurate and quicker than freehanded.
Oh yeah, far better on that side of things. You can do little intricate pieces. You can scale it up and do bigger pieces.
Repetition.
And the repetition of it as well. So you can just repeat the same pattern. Like these are all individual pieces. You can just do them again and again.
So you can do say a logo 6-inch wide, and then you can do the exact same logo 10-inch wide. Yeah,
and that's the beauty of the SVG format. We've all had it where we've zoomed into a picture and it's gone all blurry. An SVG, when you zoom in, it scales itself so it's perfectly crisp and everything stays in alignment and everything. So yeah, you can go from a 6-inch logo all the way up to 20 feet. And there's no real, as long as you've got enough tape, you could make it as big as you want.
And say like those petal things, those petals you've done there.
Yeah.
Do you have to shave anything off the back, or does it? How does that work? Does it?
The good thing is, with this machine, it allows you to adjust your cut. So if you make them and you do a few first of all, and they're a little bit short, you adjust it. You adjust your offset. You can make some a little bit bigger to give yourself a nicer fit. And that's the beauty of this, is you're not really committed straight away. So as long as you've got some material, you can cut them at a different, slightly
We're
different
talking
thicknesses.
a hair's thickness, aren't we? It
sort
will
of
knock 0.1 of a mil.
So accurate, yeah.
Yeah, and you could just go, if you can do that. So like even this one here, I could make it with a 3mm offset and put a strip in it.
Right.
Like a feature strip. I mean, you wouldn't need to. I could probably then go back over that with a 3mm bit, shadow it.
You could probably cut a 3mm feature strip.
Yeah,
if it was one piece.
That's it. And then just put. There's so many possibilities, and to be honest, it does far more than what I intend to do with it. But yeah, either this or a motorbike.
So you can do you can do accurate strips what you couldn't do by hand.
Yeah, if you think to yourself, you want to cut a 3mm strip into that, trying to keep that perfect, and then not have to use any filler or anything after. Again, you're only set by the bit. You have a 3mm bit, you can cut it in one. If you have a 2mm, just do 2 passes, one slightly wider than the other. So it's the possibilities of this is amazing.
Have you seen anything like this, Dan?
I've not seen one of these in operation. I saw it on the internet and dreamed about it, and then I heard that you bought one. I've seen the CNC router, but nothing that's as advanced as this that you can bring out on the job. You've got a full workshop with it, basically.
Yeah, that's it. I just it's more to get me into the intricacies and more design work. Obviously, we're at Paddy's here, and he does his level 2 course. So if you are wanting to do this by hand, Paddy's the man to teach you it. But for me, I like the
You just
tech
wanted to
side
go a
of it.
step further, didn't you?
Yeah, I just see what boundaries I can push with this. So,
Do you use it a lot on site?
I've used it a few times on site. Say on site, my own living room. But yeah, Mrs. weren't particularly happy, but I had a go, and it turned out really well. But I haven't had many inquiries to do it for people because I haven't really got it out there. Very sure after this.
Thing, isn't it? I mean, you're breaking new ground with this, basically. So
And
it'll come through, won't it? Eventually.
It will do. I'm hoping so. And then just stick with all the design stuff and all the fancy intricacies. Obviously, that is just a rep pedal, but you can do lettering. You can
no
do
boundary,
logos.
no
As long as you've got the colours in the materials.
So how intricate does it go? As intricate as you want?
Yeah, just the bit itself. I've got bits in the box that go down to I think 0.3 of a millimetre, so they're like really tiny. But I think they may be a little bit too small for this. I think with my heavy hand I might end up breaking them. So I'm starting on the bigger ones first and working my way down as I get used to it.
Well, you've done some engraving with it, haven't you, on another piece?
Yeah, you can also engrave into. I've done a few. I've got an engraving here on the LVT. I'm sure Brian will be able to put that up. And yeah, that's just an engraving. That's just scratching into the wear layer of the top. So effectively, you're not compromising the tile. You're only just going into the wear layer. And again, you can have your child's name, logo. You can even do a photo on it if you wanted to, just an outline of someone's face.
So how does it actually work?
Magic.
Right, well basically, here's the petal I just cut, and you've got several options. You can choose your designs. As you can see, I've got the profile, which is the outside, which I cut earlier, and then each petal. So you just choose the petal, and then just place it where you want it on your grid.
So you can use all your waste stock, can't you?
Yeah, you can get them really close, and just get your cuts. And then once you've placed it, you decide whether you want to cut inside or outside. And then just go for it. And then you just choose 9. You can choose the direction you want it in. So if you say, for instance, it's a stone effect, if you want to keep them all on the wood effect and keep all the grain going the same on the petals, you can, before you place it, you can turn it and have it. You can just adjust the. So if I lay down another one, so you can copy the same one as well. So I've just copied it and then move it. You can rotate it. So you go 90 degrees, and you can have it so you can get. If it was wood, you can have
the grains going round with the petals if you want to.
That's it. And it's. Do you know what I mean? You don't need. It takes all the thinking out of it for you. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, Dan's done plenty of work on CNC machines because at Harrogate he came up to me and goes, "You've got one of them Shaper Origins now," and he was very excited to have a look at the demo. And so Dan's very up to the CNC, but you need to know more about the computer side of it, converting it to the right formats. Whereas this, you throw an SVG file, which is basically a black and white outline photo, and it will just do the rest for you.
So it does a lot more than you've learned up to now.
Oh yeah, far more. You can even make a chair if you wanted to out of it. It can do box joints. It can do far more than I ever intend to do with it. So, but yeah, it would. I think the main part of it that got me liking it is because there was YouTube videos from Shaper showing it cut into a wood floor, so you can put. It's more marquetry, and you can cut out your veneer, cut a set depth into a real wood floor, and then set in your design you've just cut previously, and then sand it back. finish it, and yeah, you got your inlay in the floor.
Is there anything it can't do that you'd like it to do, or is it all positive?
At the moment, it's all positive. It's pretty much foolproof. If you come off the line, it automatically retracts, so you're not breaking any bits, which is what
Also,
you can get.
you can't ruin it if you go off the line.
Yeah, that's it. Your piece wouldn't be ruined if you went off. You're a bit heavy-handed, because obviously all you do is follow it around. Yeah, it just pulls itself out of the way, whinges at you, and says you've gone too fast. Start again, and you just carry on from where you left off.
So effectively, it's like dot to dot.
Yes, that's it. You just
Yeah.
you're literally just following it around, and it does all the work for you. It sets the speed, sets the rate that you go, depending on the size of the bits, depending on how fast you're setting the actual spindle itself. So yeah, it's I'm so pleased I got it, but I'm certainly not having used it to its full potential just yet.
Price-wise, how much together?
Well, this one, it's imported from Germany, from the EU, and unfortunately for me, I bought it just after we left the EU, so I had to pay all sorts of shipping costs and import duties and stuff. But all in, just for this unit, you're looking around about 2,800 plus the VAT.
Well, that'll soon pay for itself.
Yeah, if you're, I really don't know how much to charge. This is the thing, it's so new, no one's really done it, and you don't know how much they're charging. So it's more experimenting and figuring out how fast you can do things, and then obviously time is money, so you just incorporate that. So if it takes you a day to put a few flowers in the corner of someone's room that they want, or their child's name in the floor, then you just got to do it once, weigh it up, and then you know exactly how much to charge.
Well, at the minute, like floor arts in, there's courses you can attend for floor art, so I think something like that is going to make it a lot easier and quicker to do.
I mean, you could even get this. You can cut a shape in it, and if you're a carpet fitter, you can bang that on the back of your carpet, cut around it.
Yeah. So you can make templates with it. If you wanted that outline, cut it in a bit of LVT, plywood, whatever you want to do. And then Dan says, "Oh, can you just make this for me?" And then I'll send it to him, and you can cut it into the floor, into your carpet.
Have you used it for anything else, Dean, other than LVT?
Well, actually, when it turns up, I had a load of bits, and I got the Shaper Origin box with it. And incidentally, this foam that's in there comes completely flat. And to say the least, I was a bit disappointed when I see it. I went, where am I going to put everything? But then what I found out is you actually download these from the Shaper website, and you choose which tools you want to cut out, and you then just inlay them. They've got a template set up online, and you lay them out. And the first thing I ever did with it was cut these out with the Shaper itself.
And
so it made its own box.
Fit exactly into it.
Yes, so your tool, it tells you what depth to go for the actual specific tool, and I can't be happier with it. And the support you get from Shaper, they have an online on their website. They've got an experimental labs feature that they use that they're trying to develop at the moment, which allows you to design on any internet connected device with a browser, your phone, your laptop, wherever you want to go. Obviously you can do basic stuff on tool, so you can make circles, squares, box joints for your furniture. You can do simple lettering for engraving, and you can do lots of stuff. And there is a wide variety of materials you can cut. You can even cut aluminium with it if you wanted to.
Right.
So if you wanted to make nameplates and stuff for whatever reason, you can either engrave them or you can cut all the way through them. As long as you tell the machine what speeds to go at and everything like that. So
you could put that in the nosing and on the slip part.
The anti-slip part you could cut in a company logo or a name, or.
So really, you could use it for your stretcher plates.
That's exactly. I use a fixed version of that for the stretcher plates.
And your gripper spacers.
Yeah. You could make your own gripper spacer with that.
Yeah.
Well, you can make anything.
As long as as long as you've got the SVG file, it's all internet connected. So you send it over the internet, and you just go to you sign into the Shaper hub, and it find your files, and then literally just put it on whatever you want to cut.
What sort of guarantees does it come with?
I think it comes with. I've not actually looked. You want to start again?
Parts easily accessible for it?
Yeah, the parts, although they are easily accessible and you probably could get any parts you want for it, normally it's a return to base sort of guarantee. So if say the camera broke and it didn't pick up the tape or anything like that, you send it back to Shaper and they'll send it back to you for 3 months it's repaired. And it's usually, by UK law, it's usually a 12-month guarantee on that side of things. I've not had to use it, thankfully, to do any of that because it's very robust. Even
it is, yeah. It is solid.
It's a nice solid unit. It's not a flimsy sort of gimmick as such.
It's designed to be out on the road and used, isn't it? Yeah.
Is that something you've made for LVT, or do you have something at all that you use to do your LVT on?
Well, no, this is just my jig that I had at home. I tend to just made it out of some plywood, bit of LVT that I've just laid out the tape. It's just so I can make it repetitive, because the tape itself, you can put the tape anywhere you want. So when you're cutting it into a floor, you would just put as much of it down as you want to. The machine tells you whether you've got enough, because it'll have a little whinge that you haven't put enough down. Just put some more down. And the good thing with it as well is you can put this down on the cutting place, so it is fine to cut through it.
Right.
So you would lay it out, and then if you wanted to do your inlay, you can cut straight through this because it's more of a paper tape than a plastic roll.
Is that expensive to buy, or?
This roll, it comes in a 40, I think it's 45, maybe 48 linear meters, and that cost me around about £11 plus VAT, plus the shipping. I recently bought a new collet for it for different size bits, so I bought the 1/8 of an inch collet. Incidentally, this spindle that is in it, and you'll probably recognise from the box, it is actually a Festool spindle. This is just rebranded Festool, so you can use the Festool collets for that specific thing. But they didn't have the 1/8 of an inch. That's one of the ones that Shaper have just recently brought out. So I got that and a new roll of tape just in case, because you can never have enough. But the good thing is you can actually print this out onto A4 paper and spray tape it down, and it will still be able to use. So you ain't bound by this. If you're really stuck, it can be, depending on your printer, and if it scales it slightly, I don't know how reliable it'd be. Obviously you want to use the original stuff, but in a pinch, if you've gone like that and it's all run out, or you've damaged the roll in any way, at least you can print it out and make your own tape or something.
Well, Dean, very impressive too. I'm impressed by it. I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, it's more what it can do, and yeah, it made me intrigued to give it a go. So I thought, oh, why not?
Well, thanks a lot for showing us, Dean. Cheers.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.